So, hey guys, welcome everybody to the Team Perseverance Weekly Team Call. My name is David Atkins. I'm your founding coach of Team Perseverance and one of your upline star diamonds. And we're coming this week on our weekly call to come together and talk about inviting, the art of inviting, how to do it without being icky, things to say, things that you can do. And I'm excited because my wife, Kristen, who actually has come down with a cold. It's like it's been me sick the last 2 months, and now I feel bad. She's getting a cold. She's going to actually talk about this call topic, but I just going to get into, before we kick it over to Kristen, I'm going to do a couple little announcements, and it's not a lot, guys, tonight. Number one is I did get the information on what the challenge packs are that are going to be on special for December. So it's going to be the continuum of Core de Force is going to remain at $140. Country Heat, 21-day fix, and 21-day fix extreme. So 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme, Country Heat, and Core de Force are going to be on special. So I believe they're all at the $140 price point for December. Second is, I think almost everybody on here has been doing Core de Force, whether in a challenge group you have challengers or you're in the Team Perseverance group. I think the engagement is amazing. I think the results I know Kristen and I are seeing in our Core de Force group are through the roof, that people are what they're reporting with their stats on Saturday. I'm just excited to see a program that has brought so much excitement to the coaches and bringing the results that people should be getting, and people that are just so engaged. But I think the most important part of this, guys, is that you have to make sure that you're not just doing it, but not sharing your progress and sharing your story on social. Like, you have to be sharing your struggles, your wins for the day. You know, I'm not looking at all your social media. So some of you may be doing it, some of you may be not doing it, but it's not posting once every 2 days or once every 3 days. Like, it's posting a couple times a day. And one of those posts talking about your Core de Force journey and how it's doing for you, and being vulnerable. And if you're struggling, talking about your struggles. I think so often, guys, so many coaches, the vast majority of coaches, don't ever talk about the stuff that's vulnerable, or if they're struggling. Like if their diet stunk for the day, or if they didn't lose any weight, or if their workout stunk. We put on this persona, because I did it, that everything is great and everything's fine. No, you want people to relate to you, because people struggle. We're human beings. It is not easy every day to show up and push play and have everything be happy-go-lucky, because it's not. So make sure you're sharing your story and just being true to who you are and sharing with what's going on in your mind. And I put a post on, guys, on the coaches page. I don't know if you guys saw it. I basically said, this is a deep thought. I said, are you using social media to your advantage, or are you letting social media use you to their advantage? Let me repeat that. Are you using social media to your advantage, or are you letting social media use you to their advantage? Let me explain. Very simple. Social media is a free platform for you to scream to the high heavens in 1,000 different types of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, for free, to share your journey and connect with people and build relationships with potential prospects. When you go into your social media every day, are you looking at it from that perspective, that you're going on there to share your story because you feel there's people out there that you can empower, connect to, and ultimately connect to what we have to offer, which I believe everybody needs what we have. They may not just know it yet. Everybody needs to be healthy and fit. Everybody. I don't care who they are. Everybody. So are you going in there with the mindset as, I'm going in this free platform to share my journey because I know I'm going to use it to my advantage to build my business? Or are you somebody that goes to social media because it's an outlet for you? You're scrolling the news feed, you're getting sucked in mindless videos, and you're doing it for their advantage. And their advantage is you, the people, to go on and just scroll and end up on some website and buy some random products and looking at other ads. It's a simple mindset switch, but I think so often people go to social media to be used for social media's advantage. You're not using it for your advantage. Think about that, guys. You really have to think about that when you go in. So with Core de Force, you have an unbelievable opportunity And this month, heading into the new year, for people that are going to want to get healthy and fit come January 1st. And the question is, are they going to come to you? Because they're only going to come to you if they've been seeing what you're doing and they relate to you. Because at the end of the day, if each and every one of us on here are selling the same products and selling the same programs, and we're all selling Shakeology and Core de Force, the difference is you, not the product. It's you. The business works. The business model works. There's an obesity problem in this country. 220, I think 6 million people are overweight or obese. People need leaders. People need to be inspired. People need help. So what's going to have that person come to you? They're going to be relatable to you. You make the difference. So what you're doing right now, these next couple of weeks, is crucial. Crucial in how your January and February is going to be. So guys, so those are the specials. I know I kind of went on a tangent, but I just want to share that with you guys. Those are the specials for December. We're in week 3 of our challenge groups. Everybody keep up the great work. I want to get right into recognition quickly. For the week of November 17th to the 23rd, our week leg team volume leaders. We have in the 300 Club, Mike Della Sala, Lindsay Medvin, Bob Strecco, Kristen Atkins. In her second CBC, Mike Holdman, Angela McLaughlin, Elizabeth Mangione, Janine Gershenhoff. In the 500 Club, Michelle Della Sala, Lindsay Kaufman, Shannon Larice, Maureen Garrett, Liz Mullenbrook, Gina Strecco, Darlene Champ, Devin Wheaton, Kelly Della Vecchia. In the 1000 Club, Jeff Nolson, Denise Brobson, Tony Carlucci, Tara Richmond, Jen Holman, my second CBC, and Sharice Nolson. In the 2000 Club, Stacy Larice. And the 3000 Club, Kristen Atkins, first CBC, and Shanna Carlucci. And the 10,000 Club, myself. So, guys, congratulations, all of you, for being on the leaderboard for the week leg team volume. So, before I kick it over to Kristen, guys, I know that we're going through a tough month with the holidays. I know many of you are probably hearing a lot of objections. I know many of you are going through some tough times. Guys, just remember, success is not easy, right? Getting in shape is not easy. The path of least resistance is not easy, even though most times people want to choose the path of least resistance. People want to find success to come easy. And I'll be honest, guys, if it was easy, everybody on here and every coach in the network would be a 15-star diamond making 6 figures in the business. And it's not the case. It is hard, but life is hard. But you need to choose your hard. You can change people's lives from home on your schedule, have an amazing business. But when it comes to your health and fitness, when it comes to right now, people are giving you objections and struggles. Remember, that's normal, guys. We're all going through it. It's hard. Nobody said it's going to be easy. But I promise you, it's worth it. It's worth the work. It's worth the extra step. It's worth having haters. Haters will always hate. People are going to bring you down, right? Keep your head up this month. Push hard. January is a big upswing with people needing help. They need you, each and every one of you. I don't care if you're a coach on here that's a day old or you're a coach on here that's 5 years. There are people out there that are watching you, and there's people out there that need your help. Believe in yourself, because I believe in each and every one of you. So I think this inviting topic plays into what's so important over the next month as we head into the new year. So I want to kick this call over to my wife, Kristen, who's going to share some great points on inviting. Go ahead, babe. I will unmute you. Oh, there, go ahead.
Hi, guys. So I'm going to apologize in advance. I know if you guys saw my post tonight, I'm feeling like doo-doo. So I apologize for looking like it and sounding like it in advance. But I do think that this topic of inviting is really important for newer coaches especially, but even for people who've been around for a long time, because I'll be quite honest with you, when I first became a coach and I kept hearing everybody say, invite, 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 I really didn't know what that meant. I was like, what the hell are you inviting? What is this? I didn't understand, and I was embarrassed to ask, right? So I'm going to just lay it out there. Inviting is there's not just one main part of inviting. Inviting is kind of the whole building a relationship process that you go through to get someone inevitably into one of your challenge groups and hopefully eventually to join you on your team. And so it's the most important part of the process of building relationships, right? Because you have to build a relationship and build trust with somebody before you invite them to a challenge group. Now, there are coaches who do cold invites, and some are successful and probably more are not successful. I never recommend it. I don't feel comfortable with it. And I always want you to think, if you are on the opposite end of it, how many of you have ever gotten messages from people selling Swarovski crystals or Lulu leggings or eyelashes? I can't tell you how many eyelashes groups I've been put in and made me feel kind of bad about myself, like I needed help with my eyelashes. But, think about how it made you feel. And if it makes you feel icky and yucky, you don't want to be that coach. You want to make sure your main focus is building relationships before you invite somebody to join you in one of your groups. Okay. And I have some tips that I'm going to share with you. And I will share this in the files after our call or tomorrow. And let me start beginning. Hold on. Come on, go back to the top, dude. Okay, hold on. Why can't I get it back to the top? I don't know why it's not going back to the top. Dave, do you know why this is not going back to?
I don't know what you're looking at. Well, you need me to come upstairs and rescue you?
What
are you trying to do?
Like, get back to the top of my slide?
Just scroll on the left-hand side.
No, it's not going back up to play.
All right, hold on.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's not at the top of my presentation. Sorry. All right, well, I'm going to do the tips anyway since we're sitting here. All right, this is the main tips for when you invite somebody. You want to keep your invite short and to the point, and I'm going to give you examples. Don't send cold invites, which I just talked about. I just think they're not personal and they're icky. No, I didn't. Keep track of the people you speak to every day when you start new conversations. Keep track of those people. Always follow up. Guys, this is so important because a lot of times we think that if people don't answer us that they're not interested, and that's so not the case. I mean, how many times have you followed up with somebody and they're like, oh, sorry, I forgot to answer you, or I got busy. So this is the key, is always following up with someone. Do not assume you think that they are not interested. Try to make the invites as personal as possible, and I will get more into that when we go to the samples. And then follow the 5-step invitation process after your initial invite. It works, use it. We'll talk about that, but that is all in your back office. I'm not going over the 5 steps, but they are all there for you. And honestly, it has been my savior over the last few years.
What are you trying to do?
Just get back to the beginning of my slideshow. It keeps starting there. Oh, okay. There we go. Can you guys see that?
No, because you have to share your screen.
Okay. No. Sorry, guys. Why? What are you doing?
Because, you got to share it.
Share. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you get a thumbs up? If you see my screen, the inviting process? Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. So the inviting process, it's just that. It's a process. It's about building relationships built on trust. Somebody will buy into you way before they buy into a product. So it's really important that you understand that you do not want to rush through the inviting process and jump into trying to sell a challenge pack to somebody, because more times than not, you're going to scare people away. All right. It is a process, and it starts with these ways. Okay, so these are all different ways to start your inviting process. And really, the inviting process is building relationships before you actually say, hey, come join the challenge group. So these are the different ways that you start the relationship. By sending a friend request, which of course we recommend every single day, sending 3 to 5 new friend requests. Okay. Now you want to make sure you have mutual friends in common. And the key is you want to make sure those mutual friends are not coaches. All right. Because then you're kind of stomping on other people's territory. So make sure they are not other coaches before you send a friend request to somebody. If you meet someone in person and let's say you start talking to them, about anything, it could be just about, what they do for a living or their kids with your kids, or maybe you do talk health and fitness. You want to send them a friend request right away. I usually take my phone out and hand it to them and say, hey, are you on Facebook? Oh, great. Type your name in and hit add a friend. And then I have them accept it. If they're not on Facebook, get their email or cell phone number. And I've gotten very good at this with talking to people when we're out and about. And if it's somebody that I feel a connection to, I don't want to leave the conversation and go, damn, I should have got their information. I always say, hey, do you happen to be on Facebook by any chance? Like, we should connect. I like to make new friends. And nobody's ever been like, no, you're a wacko. Nobody's ever said that to me. So, just it can't hurt to ask, right? Making contacts while you're out is a great way to meet new people. Starting a private message, non-Beachbody related. This was the turning point in my business when I started reaching out to those new friend requests after, Facebook lets you know that they accepted your friend request. The biggest thing is to send them a message right away privately and say, hey, Jen, thanks for accepting my friend request. I saw we had some mutual friends in common. And then I look on their page for anything to start a conversation. If I see they have daughters, I'm like, cool. I'll say, I see you have 3 daughters, so do I. Isn't it nuts? When you start that non-Beachbody related conversation, that is your gateway to building a relationship. And some people won't answer you, but most will. And the reason why is because you always end with a question. Don't just say, hey, thanks for the friend request, and leave it at that. All right. If you really want to start a conversation with someone, ask them a question. Go to their Facebook wall and find anything you have in common. Okay. Tag them in a comment if they comment on your post. So if you're doing a post about, your core to force workout and you're talking about, how you struggled with your nutrition or whatnot, and, some friend says, hey, Jen, you're doing a great job, tag them back in the comments and go, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So that way you're having dialogue, but you're doing it openly on your Facebook wall. And you could always take it to a private message after, message them and say, I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. And that opens up the gateway for a great conversation because it's already related to your health and fitness post. So who knows what could come of it. And it opens up later for you to invite them. Thank them in a private message for a like or a comment, kind of what I just said for the comment, but go through your likes. I find that this is where people lose people. You might get 30, 40 likes on a post, maybe only a couple comments, and you think that it's a flop. Go through your likes and pick out all the people that are non-coaches, because some of them are going to be coaches, and message that person and say, thank you so much for that like. I truly appreciate your support. I hope you have a great day. Something like that starts a private conversation and lets them know you're appreciative of their support. A lot of times when you thank people for their support, they're going to say back, no problem, you're so inspirational, or I love your post, something along those lines, and it really opens the lines of communication. Do a public post invite to a challenge group. Don't do those more than 1 to 2 times per month. I don't do these a ton. I find that people private message after them more so than publicly on that post. But it does get you likes, and I do message the people that like it and say, thanks so much for liking my post about my upcoming challenge group. Is that something you wanted to be a part of? And they may say yes, they may say no, but at least you start that conversation. Does anyone have any questions so far? I can't see you guys, so no. All right, hold on, I'm gonna go back. Okay. Sample non-Beachbody combo starters. Okay, So these are just samples, guys, that I would use when I start a conversation with somebody, especially if it's somebody that I don't know. Okay. So thank you for accepting my friend request. I saw we had some mutual friends in common. Do you live in blank, or did you go to blank high school, or do you have kids who go to blank school? Basically, you go to their wall, whatever you can find in common, ask them a question. Okay. Another sample. Hi, thanks so much for your like or comment on my post. I truly appreciate it, which we just spoke about. Another one is if you happen to be in, those different groups, like I'm in some mom groups, local mom groups, and if there's a conversation going on, I'll get in the conversation, but I don't ever talk about Beachbody like publicly in those groups. What you want to do is you want to start private conversations with people and become friends with them. Hey, I saw your comment in the blank blank group about the school. Do you have kids in that school? Whatever the conversation is about that you happen to get in on, private message one of the people and open up some dialogue. Okay, so you did that. You started the conversations. Now what? All right, so now people are like, should I wait a month? What do I do? You don't have to wait a really long time at all to send an invite. In fact, I start maybe one conversation and then I go to their wall and I like and comment on some of their posts for about a week or so. So let's say this week alone, you add 3 new friends a day. Let's say by the end of the week, you have 15, 18 new friends, right? If they all accept. So next week, now you're going to start conversations with all these people. Some may answer, some may not, and that's okay. So let's say out of 15, maybe 8 or 9 answer you, and you have a dialogue going on. Again, non-Beachbody, don't talk about Beachbody unless they bring it up. Then what you can do is the following week is when you can send an invite, but in between, you're liking and commenting on any of their posts. So that way your posts keep coming up in their newsfeed, and you're starting that rapport with them, and you keep it going, and they know your face. They know who you are. And you can send an invite after the initial combo. But wait until they answer first. Don't send like a conversation and they don't answer you and then send an invite. Like I would never invite somebody that I didn't have a real conversation with. Just because you send a question to them does not open it up and say that you have, a relationship. All right, so here are some sample invites. So guys, I jump right into invites. And if you saw my video this morning, you'll see that I said that it's okay to do kind of invites in like clusters 3 times a week. So you could just bang these out. But you should be inviting the people that you have conversations with, the people that you're liking and commenting on, okay? That's your new blood. A lot of coaches say, oh my gosh, I have my warm market's like worn out, it's tapped out. There are millions of people, guys, for you to tap into. So I don't want to hear that. All right, so here's some sample invites. Straight to the point. I do not get lengthy. I do not talk about what the challenge groups have done for me and how wonderful they are. I don't vomit. It's simple and to the point. And then when you have the conversation, the back and forth, if they are interested, that's when you can give them obviously more information, but you're going to follow the 5-step invitation process from here. So here's the sample. I hope all is well. I'm reaching out to some of my Facebook friends and inviting them to my next 30-day online fitness group. Now, I don't use the term challenge group because a lot of people don't even know what that means. So it's a 30-day online fitness group. It's a little bit more clear that way. We happen to have just spoken last week, so you popped into my head. Would that be something you would ever considered? Okay, so that's my basic one. Next one. Hi, I hope all is well. I'm reaching out to some of my Facebook friends and inviting them to my upcoming 30-day online fitness group. I know we were just speaking about how you blank struggle with losing weight, can't find time. Now, again, you're inserting something personal that may have come up in the conversation with them in the weeks prior. Okay, so sometimes people look on my wall if we're new friends and they're like, oh, what's this fitness thing you're doing? And right away we have a conversation about it without me bringing it up because I am very diligent about posting on my wall and sharing what I'm doing. So if you're doing that correctly and you make new friends, right away they're going to go check you out. So it makes your life a lot easier if you're actually posting consistently on Facebook. They're going to be watching you. So if you had a conversation and they happen to bring something up, And this is just an example of a woman I spoke to at my kid's school last week. We were talking about how I was in the test group and blah, 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 and how it was hard with my nutrition. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I've been struggling with trying to lose weight and I don't eat properly. So whatever like you had in the conversation, insert it into your invite. So it's personal and you're bringing up, what their struggle is. So I wanted to extend the offer to you. Would that be something you would want to give a try? All right. Making it personal. All right, and these are the tips again. I don't think you guys saw them before. Keep them short and to the point. Don't send cold invites. Make sure that this person knows who you are because they're more likely to open up your message then. Keep track of the people you speak to, and that does not mean through your messenger just scrolling through. Write down the names of the people you send friend requests to. Write it down if they accept it. Write it down when you send them a message and the date. Okay, so you can keep track so that way you can do your follow-ups. Try to make invites as personal as possible and then follow the 5-step invitation process. I cannot tell you how long it took me to use the 5-step invitation process. Dave kept saying, did you use it? And I'm like, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. And I did need it. As soon as I started using it, it worked. So I'm just going to unshare, let's say. Okay. Can you guys see me? Okay. All right. So those are my main tips. I just totally talked so long, and I'm sorry that I sound like so congested. Does anyone have any questions? Anything that I can help you with about inviting?
You mentioned sharing something about their struggle. What if they haven't brought up a struggle like that? Would you just share something else personal when you did that conversation? Or would you not invite unless they have presented a struggle?
No, not at all. That's only if you happen to, they happen to have brought it up in your conversation prior. Like for example, the lady I was talking to the other day at school, we got into the conversation of how I was in this test group and how I had struggled when I went to Carmine's in the city. And she happened to start sharing with me, oh my God, I can't, she's like, I can't find time in the day to eat and I'm struggling with my nutrition. And I'm like, oh my gosh, So then when I went to invite her, I didn't invite her really right then and there. I kind of mixed it and we talked about other things. When I went to go invite her, I brought up, listen, I know you mentioned to me the other day how you struggle with nutrition. I do have an upcoming 30-day group, and you popped into my head since we just spoke about it. She happened to have given me that struggle. Now, if it's just another conversation with somebody else, and we just talked about our kids, for example, I might say, my next 30-day online fitness group is coming up. I work primarily with busy moms. I know we spoke about this just last week. Would that be something you're interested in? You could try to pull something personal out of it if it happens to fit, but it doesn't have to. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody else questions? Thanks, Cal. My biggest cheerleader.
Chrissy, I just want to add to that. Guys, the key to this, what she just went over is not hard. It's not. The key is this. You need to be consistent. You need to be consistent. You need to every single day be talking to people and just get in the habit of doing it without thinking, oh, I got to talk to people and I got to do an invite. No, if it becomes a habit, it's kind of like every day. I know I'm getting up in the morning. I don't think about it to work out. It's part of my life. It's part of my life. So it's like going to work every day when people that work, it's part of your life. Talking to people every day, plugging on social media and using it to your advantage, not letting social media use it to their advantage like I was explaining, and going on and just doing this. It 100%, I guarantee you 100%, you will hit Success Club every single month and your business will grow. Guaranteed. I guarantee it. And if you're not, it's because you're not building the relationships, you're not inviting enough, you're not following up, you're not doing this consistently. You may go 20 days and then you stop for 5 and you lose momentum.
And I'm going to just say this too. I'm just going to say this. This is not the most comfortable thing. I admit that. It's not easy to send a message to a stranger. And I know a lot of coaches struggle with that, so they just don't do it. And for me, it was one of those things where I had to kind of talk to myself like a lunatic and be like, Kristen, just send it. Hit send, and you just have to close your eyes and hit send. and just type it out, close your eyes, hit send. And you know what? Sometimes their response, you're like, oh, they're interested, you know, like, and sometimes they're not. And you have to be okay with that. You know, it's not comfortable, but the more you do it, the easier it gets and the better you get at it. And the only way you're going to get better at it is by doing it. So just get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Close your eyes, hit send, close the computer, run away, do what you got to do, go vomit in the bathroom, and then get back to your computer and get your work done. That's it.
It's so true.
Maybe not vomit in the bathroom, but you know.
The biggest fears that are created, it's, you know, it's between our own two ears. You know, it really is. I mean,
no, definitely. You create your comfort zone.
Totally. Are there any other questions from anybody? Any other questions? If there's no questions, then guys, thank you. Kristen, thank you, babe, for the call. The recording, guys, will be up tomorrow morning. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Have a great night. Keep pushing play. Be consistent. Share on social media. And you guys will be successful. It's just do it. I promise you it always works out in the end. Have a great night, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.